ambassador. So over to you, Aditya.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Deepisa. So, hello, I'm Aditya. My topic is becoming a GNOME ambassador, growing local GNOME communities. So, I'm Aditya. I'm a GNOME Foundation member, plus I'm leading both GNOME Nepal and Ubuntu Nepal in my home country. And I'm one of the GNOME ambassador. Like, I must say the first, like, still it hasn't been the formal one, but we have been working uh, really well to know all the local communities. So why this talk? So I used GNOME, but I never knew that I used it. In my home country, there isn't much awareness on the open source and things. I used to use Ubuntu because some senior told me that it is cool, and I didn't knew about GNOME until I got introduced about it in GNOME Asia Summit 2023. And to the surprise, like somehow I got into the organizing team and I became the lead organizer, and then I started knowing more about it, and then I started uh, contributing. Then what happened was I fell in love with the community and the people in the GNOME community. So I felt in my country also, like I have to let my friends, the people, know like how good the community is, how accepting it is, and uh, share the love with them too. So we started GNOME Nepal in 2024. So now I'm excited about growing GNOME community at local level in countries around the world. So what is GNOME ambassador? A GNOME ambassador is someone who introduces new people to GNOME, creates opportunities, connects local people with the global project, also builds future maintainers and the contributors. It is not only about promoting GNOME, it is about building a community of people that shares the same value as GNOME, and also effectively building communities start at the local level, because building a human to human connection is really important. The most powerful connection is the person to person connection. Isn't that why we are here at GUADEC? Like, like to create relationships, to renew, to refresh. Also, we are excited to see all the GNOME ambassador will have in the coming days. The communities they will build and the people these communities will shape. So the goal is not to show that the communities exist. It is not about promoting GNOME. It is about building a sense of community that is grounded in personal relationships we have built here. So contributors drive GNOME forward. Community exists to make contributions possible, and GNOME cannot exist without the community. So the pipeline goes like, at first we have to aware them that the technology like GNOME exists, and then we have to pick their interest. Then it helps them to get participating in the events and the workshops and everywhere. Then they start contributing. Now we don't stop right at the contributing, because after contribution we have to train them for the leadership, because they can be the future mentors, because we have to pass the baton like the relay race, right? We have to create the communities in the future too. So ambassadors build that community locally, and they own the pipeline, they own the process, they fix it if it is broken, and let's see where to grow. Like if someone don't know how to start, so Nepal was a place with low open source awareness at the time when we started. Almost all the open source groups, they were inactive. The last one that was really popular was inactive in 2012, and then there wasn't GNOME presence, immature or non-existent developer ecosystem. But after 3 years of investment, we built a community of hundreds of volunteers who put Nepal on the map in open source world. GNOME Nepal was a direct catalyst to revive the same community that I mentioned. In 2012, Ubuntu Nepal got deactivated, but then we revived it after a decade in 2025. So the catalyst was GNOME Nepal. Yeah, it is harder to begin with at the country with a low open source awareness, but the growth potential is much higher. So we can do it again. We believe it. So just awareness didn't do this all. That's why ambassadorship is the key. And the thing is, you don't grow alone. So if you start the local communities, you cannot just go solo. Like GNOME Nepal will only do GNOME and aware about it, but we have to collaborate. Like GNOME plus Ubuntu. How we started in Nepal was we started giving talks first we gave the talk about the Ubuntu, and then we moved into the desktop environment and started introducing them about GNOME, because if we say them like come and come to us and learn about desktop environment, they wouldn't come, right? Like they were interested in the desktop first. So GNOME plus Ubuntu, GNOME plus Fedora plus SUSE and everything, like KDE, GDC, Google development groups, and AWS student groups. Like we have to collaborate with everyone, because at first, if someone doesn't know, you have to get to the place, get to them, know them, and then you have to aware them. You cannot expect that they will come directly to you because they don't know you. Like how would they come directly? So open source people overlap, tech people overlap, and collaborations grows everyone. So try to create a multiplier. Every partner associated will multiply the growth. And next, outreach is really important. Like how do we attract people? Most communities says like come contribute, but I have seen it doesn't work. We have tried this, it doesn't work. Nobody comes. Instead, people join because of learning, networking, career, friends, events, travel opportunities, and everything. Now, once they are in the loop, they will discover about the contributions. And if someone is really interested, they love the project, now they start contributing. So at first we cannot sell the contribution. Don't sell contribution, sell opportunity, and contribution will follow if they are really interested in it. And another one is the university strategy. Like this has really worked for us, and I personally believe, and we in GNOME Nepal personally believe that this really works. So in the ambassador program also, we will focus in this. University are the best long-term investment. Why? Because if we partner with CS departments, innovation labs, student clubs, we offer them like intro to workshops, hackathons, career talks, internship talks, and all this. Now what happens is, because students stay for 3 to 4 years in the undergrad level, and now once they graduate they will go directly to the industry. So this problem we faced in Nepal was like we tried to introduce the open source to the professionals, but they were already so like used to the other softwares, they didn't want to adapt. But if you already teach them everything when they are students, now when they go to the professional work, they will try to use the one that they have been using, so they will automatically try to use the open source. So university are the best strategy. And building the first team, so this is where everyone, like most of the people gets it wrong. They try to recruit 20 organizers, they just want to go boom, let's start, let's bring everyone. And the time they could have invested in creating a community, they invest in bringing the people, like 5 people, now one left, 4. I'll again reach the 5 people mark, and they will try together. So let's not do that. First, don't recruit 20 organizers, just recruit 3. Suggested role are community lead, events lead if you are going to have some events, and technical lead if you are going to teach the technical things. A small team means fast decision and prompt actions, so quick growth. At first there is high ownership because only few folks are involved, and later expand it into marketing lead and documentation lead, because once you get to some level, documentation is really important, and marketing, I told you, outreach is very important. So then you can scale the team. Stage 1 is 3 organizers. Then you can reach to 30 active members. Then 100 members. Why I have written 30 active members and 100 members or 250 members is, in your community you can have a 250 members, but everyone isn't active. That's the real truth. So among 250, target 10 is active or 15 is active or just 30 is active. Now you can make a core team out of that, and you can create a working group. So working groups can be events, then marketing, then sponsorship, design, and everything comes in. So you can scale the team like this. The biggest challenge that the ambassador will face is, growth is easy but retention is difficult, because at first when you introduce, someone joins because they are interested, but they won't be there for a long time. So why people leave? No ownership, no mentorship, they don't know the next step. Like you say come join, come contribute, they come, they join, but they don't see where the next step is, where they can go. So there is burnout, and then another thing is no recognition. So first we have to do is like integrating the, okay, so other challenges, the main challenges are integrating the local community with the main one. In the GNOME Nepal also we are facing the same problem. Like uh, we are a community of 300 members, but like almost 7 8 10 are integrated in the main one, everyone isn't. So For that, we need a clear pathway because we are missing a lot of potential contributors. And another challenge is missing a common platform, because GNOME Nepal we use Discord, because in our country element no one uses. And we talked with GNOME Africa, they use Telegram, so that is now a different platform. And in the main one we use element matrix, so that is the main one. So everything is divided, we need a common platform. So next is sustainability. Success is not measured by, I told you, the Discord members or event attendance or likes and the photos. The real measure is the number of contributors, like how many contributors start contributing. Like you can have 300 members in the community, but if no one is contributing, the community is just existing but not really moving. So real measures are new organizers, talk submissions, mentors, and the common pitfalls that I personally felt in the journey was, don't chase the largest community. At first, I was trying to chase the largest community. Like we will create a really large community in Nepal, like the most biggest one, thousand of members. But that is not the way we have to go. You don't chase most events. You don't chase the most countries you will cover or the biggest platform or the high attendance. What you have to chase for a really good community is healthy attendance. People shouldn't be there for the numbers. They should be there by the interest. Like uh, having 10 people who are really interested is better than having 100 people who are just there to like attend or time pass. And then documentation is really important, because you have to document the process. If another community is forming, you can just pass on the documentation and the things is easier for them. And the leadership pipeline, because if you are creating a community, leaders are important, because you need the future mentors. You have to hand over the process and everything. And volunteers well-being and consistency is really important. So better actions now, the ambassadorship initiatives we can take is, we have to create an ambassador onboarding guide. So I told you about the documentation, right? Like if someone wants to be the ambassador and try to do these things, they have to know how to do that. So onboarding guide, then community starter kit, like what you need for the community, what positions you might need, and what are the rules, the COC things and everything. So the mentorship matching, you need to get them the mentors. Ready to use workshop slides, like we don't want them to waste the time again creating all the workshop slides. Like if another communities already have created the workshop slides and using it, let's just transfer it. The event templates, the marketing assets, regional meetups, and like funding guidance, community health checklist, and everything. So it goes for the documentation thing. So the final message is, communities don't grow because of the events. Communities grow because people feel that they belong in the community. I told you, like I started contributing to GNOME because I was involved in GNOME Asia 2023. I felt the love. I felt accepted in the community. The people, I love them. That's why I started contributing in the project. So like you have to feel that you belong, and you have to try to make the project better. So the call for the action is, become an ambassador, build communities that really represents the people with the values GNOME believes in, because that is important. You cannot just create a community and don't have any values, like it won't lead to the sustainable community. And yeah, it's true, if we do all this, GNOME will grow naturally. Like it is a process, it is a flow, it will, everything will happen automatically, but we have to follow the base, the foundation in a better way. So yeah, thank you very much. That is my talk. Questions. No worries. Still time left for
Um,
the questions.
how many team members are in Nepal, and how many would you consider as active contributors,
Uh,
regardless
yeah.
of um their role or the field?
Okay. So um, recently we have expanded the teams, because as I showed in the presentations, we already had 300 plus members in the community platform. So we thought now we really need to expand. We have to go to the rural areas, not only in the cities. We have already aware a lot of students in the city area, but rural area are also the main thing, because they really need the open source. Because one thing is, financially it is difficult for them to use the other softwares. And the thing is also the security. So we have expanded. At first, we were just a co-lead and a co-lead. Now we have expanded into a marketing team. So there is our outreach lead and two assisting, so associative outreach, and then we have an event team now, event manager, and then two associative event manager, and also a session manager. Look, so we have expanded because now we think we need to focus on things in a particular way, not as a whole way. So session managers focus on the sessions, and event managers focus on the events and things like that. So we have these groups. Now we have leads, co-leads, we have 4 groups, working groups. Now for the active contributors, the measures are divided into tech and non-tech. We measure the both. So the technical contributors, it is easy to measure, like, so we can see who has contributed, who have the PR and everything. So we have created a workflow that automatically shows who have done how many contributions and other thing. For the non-technical one, that is really difficult because you don't know like how much efforts they are putting, right? Like even in the simple work, the efforts might be bigger. You can see the work, the definition might be greater, but the works can be just a simple one. So for the non-technical, we cannot say just this much, but over the 300 members, I am sure we have uh, 30 plus 40 plus like active contributors, and others they joins when they can. Like we cannot force anyone to contribute, right? We just say, announce openly in our platform like we are having session in this college or this university. If anyone is available, please join. And then they join, they learn like how we give the session and everything. And if next time they want to be the speaker or they want to lead the sessions, they are free to do that. So we are going in that way, but we have to create a really well uh, measurement scale kind of thing or something, the documentation where the technical and non-technical and the active members, they get measured well. So the ambassadorship initiative, it will focus on that. It have to focus on that because we have felt that problem, right? Like we cannot say exactly this much, but we know there are people who are doing the works. Yeah.
Any other questions? So I was wondering, you said you target students at universities. Do you have contact with faculty then, or to do guest colleges or something like that?
Yeah, okay. So how we started for that was at first we asked a lot of colleges to have the open source sessions and the workshops because the awareness was very low. They didn't want to engage with us. They said, "Oh, there are others who are giving better career opportunities," and the workshops were like, "Why would our students go and take the classes, right?" And what we did was, at the time I was a student, and I was a student in one of the like there are colleges, and I was in the most popular one, right? Like everyone want to go there. And then I just managed to convince my college faculty that this session is really important and we have to give it to our juniors. And now how we used it was, we gave a 3-hour sessions, the first session, and then we went to other college and we told them, look, this popular college is doing it. Why are you missing it? And like there was a fear of missing out to them. And then everyone started calling like, oh, okay, so that college has done, okay, come. And the session was really good. Like we went from proper beginning. Like we at first we tried teaching them on the board, like making everything, and then only we shifted to the digital ones. So right now the sessions we give it for free of cost. The college calls us, they want their students to learn about it. Now it is easier because after 2 years, like we have really generated that reputation that we give a really good session. And open source is very important because in the job descriptions also in our country now it is written you have to know Linux, like, yeah. So yeah, we have the contacts directly with the college. And then the question you asked to answer that is, if we don't have the contacts with the college, we contact the clubs in the college, the students, and we try them to convince their college, because if we can't, their students surely will, because they will say we need that session, right? So that is how we are moving. Thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
Short one, and I understand if you can answer that one because it's what I'm chasing. You were saying that so in university you get people and then they go into industry, right? And you already have got them on the treadmill of open source contribution or at least knowledge. Do you know how many people that have been for 3 or 4 years, in university contact with you and the community still do it once they go into the industry? Like how much of a drop off you get when you go into industry? And the reason I ask is because from survey data on open source maintainers and contributors, we know that the main reason people stop doing it is a change job.
Yeah.
So I am interested if you have any information.
Yeah,
on
so
that.
there are two answers. The first one, we have seen good results. Like the one who was maintaining our Discord platform, at first he wasn't really using the Linux. He joined the club, he learned about everything, and now he's using the Linux professionally. He's also doing the events and everything. Because we had the community so open that we didn't say them to use this. We let them like 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. If they don't use, it is also okay. If they use, it is better, because our goal is like to introduce it to them. And one of the example is Silas. Silas is here. He joined our community as a volunteer at first. Now he has been using it professionally, and he's also coming here as a speaker. He learned everything. He covered everything. Like, so he's one of the examples. And another part of the question is, the GNOME Nepal we started almost 3 years ago. So our first batch of the students, we are still to see like how they perform in the industry. But I know their journey will be really difficult, because even when I went to the professional life, my seniors, they really said, oh, you are trying to be cool because you are using Linux, stop it. Like they were like, why is he flexing, like why is he unique? But the thing is, I used to feel the freedom, so I try to use it. So I guess in the next GUADEC I can answer you the answer, because we will see like how the students they will do in the industry. Thank you. So is there any other questions, or I guess the time is already done? Yeah. So thank you very much.